As things keep moving around us from our perspective here on the planet Earth, the sun has now moved on into hexagram number 9. And we're in the top right-hand corner there, in that red section up there. The number 9 is a gateway in the sacral center, the sex center, the center of life force energy. We're in this little section of the wheel we call Samhain in the pagan terminology, where the bottom 3 chop marks are all solids. So yin is on the top, yang on the bottom, yang, yang, yang. So the creative underneath everything, Qian, heaven. And it's a very powerful point in time where there's a lot of mutation, a lot of things start changing around in our world. So the number 9th gateway, we see we have solid, 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 and then broken solid, solid on the top of it. So a lot of energy in this particular 9th gateway in the sacral center. And we're in the life theme now we call planning. So the 9 on the one side, the 16 on the other side of the wheel. And the 16 is a gateway in the throat center. It's a gateway where we give voice to things. And it's the gateway of enthusiasm. What's worth the effort and what's not? What do we want to put our energy into and what do we leave alone? What's going to go somewhere, what's not? So the 9 is really establishing what are the details of anything. And a lot of times it's just in a state of waiting until all the details are in place and then we can proceed. And the 16 is constantly mulling over, is this worthwhile or not? Do we have juice for this? On the unconscious side, we got the tribal circuitry of the 4037, this channel community. And so people with this particular life theme are always in a situation where, am I going to go ahead with something because it looks the right thing to do, like the logical thing to do, because the 9 and the 16 are both in the logic circuitry. But on the unconscious side, the 40 and the 37 are very much in the tribal community, family, client-based side of things. So people with this life theme, there's always this situation. Am I doing this on my own behalf because it looks right to me? Or do I have to consider the family side of things? And the nature of the family side of things is 4037. It's in the tribal circuitry and it's in the emotion center, the connection between the emotions and willpower. So people, when they get the planning right, if you get your planning organized and right, you've got willpower to put behind it. But the whole thing is, does it feel clear to you to get on with this thing? The difficulty with this particular life theme is that logic and community have very, very little to do with each other. And so with this particular life theme, you can often find yourself looking for the perfect solution for everybody. But then you find out, you go one way or the other, somebody's going to get left out. So it's just to know, you're not going to please everybody with this particular life theme, but it's very important if you have this life theme to make plans that are clear for you, right? That you feel clear to proceed, whether anybody else likes it or not. Yeah, it's an inside job. So the unconscious side, this community channel, the 4037, is really very particular because it has this emotional background. People with this particular life theme, Mark Twain, this extraordinary author and really somebody who played very powerfully in this world, finding his statements in the middle of everything, whether people approved or immediately recognized his genius or not. Winston Churchill, always in that situation where some people approved of what his plans were, other people just thought the whole thing was rubbish. But somehow he triumphed and came through with it all. And Maria Callas, this extraordinary opera singer who just somehow was known all over the world for her grace and her performance, didn't live the easiest life, didn't have the greatest time trying to please everybody around her. Then the sun moves on into the 4th line and we have the fixed life theme of focus. So this is the 9th gateway of applied details, really looking very directly at things. And the 16 with the 4th line, again, weighing up, is this going to go anywhere or not? On the unconscious side, the sun has gone into the 64, and the unconscious earth into the 63. These are 2 gateways in the crown center. The 64 saying there's always more to consider, and the 63 is to do what we have already. Does it look all right? Does it look well? And so people with this particular life theme, they can have this intense focus on weighing up every conceivable side of every situation. They're not concerned about the tribal thing anymore. They don't care so much about the community, but they're very blinkered on what it is that needs to take place. Can they bring all the component parts of something together? People with this particular life theme, and it's a very rare life theme, Bette Midler, this really amazing performer, and you can see somebody, she really has an intensity about her. And Gianni Versace, the Italian fashion model, mogul, and just the extraordinary creations that came through his work of just focusing on what it was that really needed to take place and what people were really looking for as interpreted through him. As the sun moves on, we go into the 5th and 6th lines with the 9th gateway, and now the details, really being able to see how details can be assembled to bring things into a much more harmonious reality. So people with this particular life theme, they have to identify very clearly for themselves what it is they want to propose before getting other people involved in it. And so the unconscious, again, the 64, there's always more things to consider. The 63 is, have we got it right so far? So there's this whole balancing thing of identifying exactly the details and the structure of when things can move forward. The 16 with the 5th line is this, has a potential to be quite critical on looking at things and just saying, immediately, is this going to go anywhere or not? Does this have the potential to move forward? So again, identifying, you might say identifying a niche or identifying a certain way to engage in the world and being really clear before you offer that into other people's lives, like just letting it come through you. People with this particular life theme, Aaron Rodgers, the football star, also Ozzy Osbourne, the rock and roll star, and also Britney Spears, who has her own very particular way of engaging with the world and putting forward her identification, right? You can tell about these three people. They're very particular. You're not going to mistake them for somebody else. All of the 192 life themes are in this book of destinies, available in all good bookstores. The whole story of humanity is in there for the life themes that are available in this particular time on this particular planet. And these three books make up the trilogy, the Human Design Trilogy, available as a sequence. The Human Design book now in 16 languages, Book of Lines in 7 languages, the Book of Destinies in 5 languages. And so it's all there for you.